From sweeping everyone off their feet with this swoon-worthy couple to facing an uncertain future after the trauma of Marcelli's kidnapping, here's why Outlander's most heartbreaking romance is not what you think it is. Jamie and Claire's love story might be all about tragic separations, but there's another romance in the mix that pulled at everyone's heartstrings. See, it's not surprising that the two lead characters make the most iconic couple. After all, they've been through a lot, from assault and a miscarriage to a very messed up war. But Fergus and Marcelli aren't too far behind. Let's be real. The dynamic duo's the real tragedy of the Outlander universe. Their journey's an emotional roller coaster filled with love and pain. There's Fergus Claudel, a young pickpocket born in a French brothel and taken under the wing of our beloved Jamie and Claire at a very young age. And then there's Marcelli McKimmey, the daughter of Leary and stepdaughter of Laird Jamie himself. She's an absolute badass, and despite being young, knows exactly what she wants. Claudel might be older, but she's the one calling the shots. Remember how she stood up to Jamie all by herself? Everyone can see that the two make a perfect match. Right from the start, when they cross paths as teenagers, fans can feel the sparks fly. For Fergus, it was love at first sight. The poor guy's been head over heels for Marcelli from the very first moment his eyes meet hers. But the McKimmey girl wasn't quick to return those feelings. She brushes him off, and it's not until later, after the two spend more and more time together, that she starts seeing him in a whole new light. Before you know it, they're madly, deeply in love. What's most surprising is how the two lovebirds have zero secrets between them. That's way too healthy for a time travel drama set in warring Scotland. When her lover opens up about his past, she accepts him for who he is. And let's not forget their dreamy wedding and the whole drama with Jamie before that, when he refused to give his blessing unless Fergus agreed to the insane mutiny plan. The tough landowner didn't hold out for too long, though, blessing the union soon, and even giving Claudel his last name, Fraser. But hold your breath, because their journey's been far from sunshine and rainbows. The couple's had their fair share of haters. How shocking is that? Only a new level of envy could unlock this reaction to their beautiful bond. And that might be true for Marcelli's mother, Leary Mackenzie. The thing is, she's got a ton of reasons to hate Fergus. As the Laird's second wife, who's been obsessed with the man since he took a beating for her, she has no love for Jamie and Claire. But Claudel's super cozy with the two. They are practically his parents. Not to mention, her daughter did pick a guy who's missing a hand, a title, and legitimate parents. It's also no secret that he was born out of wedlock in some dingy brothel in France, and took up pickpocketing to survive the street life. Fans might love his steamy looks and bad boy charm, but he's the opposite of an ideal son-in-law. That too in 18th century Scotland. Even when their romance had just begun, Fergus had little hope of Leary ever approving the match. When Claire was gone, Marcelli's mother could have come around, but with the return of Jamie's one true love, she was back to acting like a jilted woman. On top of that, the print shop caught fire and burned to ashes any chances of making Mackenzie see reason. After that, things took a turn for the worse. Pulling out all the stops and trying to pawn off her daughter to some random dude, Leary set out on a mission to tear Claudel and Marcelli apart. Not only did her efforts fail, the two lovers got even closer and more committed than ever before. Everyone was thrilled when they tied the knot. But that wasn't their happy ending, if that's even a thing for the Outlander team. Their marriage got off to a rocky start. And you can tell, the show's execs didn't hold back at all. Between the two, no one doubted their love for each other. But ghosts from their pasts found a way in, causing some real intense trouble in paradise. With every curveball the showrunners send their way, fans only get more desperate to see a happy ending for the young couple. In Season 3, the screen time devoted to this romance hardly takes on serious matters. Claudel's missing hand never becomes the center of attention, because the Frasers know him to be a skilled warrior anyway. But the move to Wilmington in Season 4 changes everything. His missing hand makes it hard for him to find work, and for the first time, he feels insecure about his accident. After a whole previous season of watching him charm people left and right, his struggle was heartbreaking to witness for both fans and his wife. But Marcelli doesn't leave him with his demons. Nope. The woman boldly jumps in and brings Myrta into the picture to help him out. Soon she realizes that behind a dashing persona, the love of her life is a broken man with a whole lot of trauma to process. As you know, Fergus didn't have the easiest childhood. A brothel-born orphan, he never knew his mother's name or who his father was. He slept under the stairs at the brothel, surviving on the scraps the girls would give him in exchange for small favors like combing their hair. If not for Jamie taking him in and making the Frasers his family, the little boy would have had no future. What's worse is that even his new home couldn't shield him from the harsh 18th century life. In Paris, when no one was expecting it, the infamous Black Jack Randall entered the picture again. But Jamie had promised a very pregnant Claire that he wouldn't kill Randall. At least, not until he could father the child who'd continue his line till Frank. But disaster strikes when Claudel goes exploring on his own and runs into Randall. What followed left all fans devastated. Jack ends up sexually assaulting the poor boy, who tries his best to fight off the older man. Fraser returns to the horrifying scene and attacks Black Jack while demanding a duel. What's worse, Claire rushes to the site to stop the duel, but loses her child to a painful miscarriage in the process. As for the Laird of Lallybroch, he gets thrown into the Bastille for dueling. Given how close Fergus is to his guardians, the events only rack him with more guilt and shame. He blames himself for the baby's loss, Claire's heartbreak, and Jamie getting locked up. No wonder the kid has nightmares every night. And let me tell you, it's one of those heart-wrenching scenes that leaves you reaching for the tissues. So, it's no shocker that a tough guy like Fergus finds it hard to talk about what happened to him in the past. But Marsali doesn't know all the heavy stuff he went through as a child. And his past becomes this invisible barrier that keeps them from truly connecting and understanding each other. This puts a major strain on their relationship. But anyone underestimating their love is in for a surprise, because McKimmy Fraser is a rock star. She's patient, understanding, and so damn supportive. She doesn't let Claudel's past define him or their relationship. She knows that healing takes time, and the couple has a journey they need to go on together. So, she's there for him every step of the way. She listens without judgment, holds him when he's hurting, and helps him piece himself back together. It's not easy, but her love gives Fergus the strength to confront his demons and start healing. And you know what? That's a beautiful thing to watch, even if short-lived. That's right, folks. While he's able to put his past behind him, the showrunners had one more test for this epic love story. More upsetting and painful than anything the two have ever seen. This gut-wrenching moment goes down in Season 6, when Marsali gets snatched up by a bunch of nasty pirates. Claudel goes full-on hero mode to rescue his one and only love. And he actually finds her. Cue the tears of joy and relief because they finally get that sweet reunion they've been dreaming of. Or do they? Marsali's been through some serious trauma, and it hits her hard. And Fergus, being a sweetheart, tries his best to be there for her. Just like how she was there for him when he was at his lowest. But let's face it, things have changed. Their love's taken a major blow, and neither knows how to get back to the way things were. More importantly, will the iconic ship ever find its way back to that place of unshakable love? Only time can tell. And there you have it, folks. From facing an uncertain future after the trauma of Marsali's kidnapping, to sweeping up everyone off their feet with this swoon-worthy couple. That's why Outlander's most heartbreaking romance is not what you think it is.